True friends. They're rare these days. Or maybe not as rare as we thought. Maybe we're just not leveling. I don't know. We'll see. Hey guys, I'm Starbraid. If you haven't been on my channel before, I do read tarot, but I love doing these videos for you. Just having little discussions ever so casually. So you can grab yourself a little mug like mine. Actually, I actually bought, I went to a thrift store and I found, this is like a one of a kind, but I found some that looked kind of similar. And because all my friends like wanted to use this cup, and I was like, well, and I had like a set of 8 of mushroom ones. I knew that was going to happen at some point. But anyway, not everyone can have one. Except you, because you're in on the other side of the screen. But, okay guys, it feels good to be back. I do want to talk about true friends today. Just because I'm so grateful for mine. I know. Oh, great. But I've noticed that it's not common what I have, what I'm so grateful to have. It's not as common as I would hope for it to be for everybody. Because I believe it's something that we all really desire. It's all something that we really want. It's all something that we really yearn for. And just we don't all have that. And then we wonder why. I love the saying, and it's coming up right now for me, that in a world full of masks, I think it says, it's a privilege to see a soul. And I feel like that perfectly embodies what I'm going to be trying to say today to you. Because true friendship, how do I even put it into words? Have you ever watched The Lord of the Rings? If you haven't, please. Samwise Gamgee is my absolute favorite, and he is the epitome of an amazing, like, genuine family member. Friends as family, chosen family, like, perfect. Oh, he's my favorite. And, you know, what I want to talk to you guys about is how to recognize who your real friends are, but as well as recognize if you don't have those kind of friends, is there something within you that is attracting these people to you? Do you need to make boundaries? Is there something within you that needs some kind of change or some kind of like evolving thing, you know, and how you can tell. So this isn't going to be super long, or I'm going to try not make it super long, but you know, whatever happens, happens. First off, I feel like this is a huge indicator, okay? If you cannot tell your friends how you're feeling, if you cannot openly express who you are with your friends, they're not your friends, okay? Now, this is this does come in stages. I know that for me, friendship grows over time. That trust grows over time. And it gets stronger over time. But if you have been friends with someone for years and you still can't speak what's on your mind, you still can't come to them if they hurt you somehow, you don't feel comfortable going to them about something that you need to talk to them about, or maybe you're just hurting in general and you don't feel like you could talk to them about that without them brushing off or trying to tell you to forget about it or make horrible life decisions because they don't know how to cope with their shit. You know, that's a huge red flag, fam. That's a huge red flag. And I do have videos with one of my best friends in the whole world. I will be having another one with another really good friend, Megan, and she has been wanting to do a video with me, especially about mental health. She's a psychologist, and she's getting her degree. She's getting her master's now. But you know, that's something that we like to talk about. But I do have videos with a friend of mine named Katie, and you can see how we react and the subjects that we talk about. We dive into deep conversation. We do all of that. We dive into deep conversation. We laugh our asses off at stupid shit and we take naps. I don't take naps. I just can't. I feel like shit after. But we could take naps when we're hanging out. You know, we just love being around each other. We love being in each other's energies. We love conversing. We also love the silence. My best friend, Tabitha, and even Kimberly, like, we will literally just sit there and do nothing. Like, in the car, we don't have to be talking all the time. And it's beautiful. You know, it's those kind of connections. Like, even, and the reason why I want to touch on this is because I've seen it happen time and time again. From my experience and what I know of friendship, even if I am hurting, like I have been for the past month, you know, I've been hurting, I've been working on myself, I've been shedding the skin, you know, planting all kinds of babies, you know, like I've just been doing shit. And even then, even with all this, I have no problem holding space for ones I love. I have no problem them coming to me and telling me their problems, them coming to me and telling me how they're hurting, them coming to me and telling me that they're going through this, this, and that. I have no problem with that because they've earned that place with me. Not that they had anything to really prove, but at the same time, we hold space for each other. And I don't see that a whole lot in friendships around me, outside of me. It's always drinking together. You're never talking about anything deep. You may talk about a breakup or something, but you never really converse about the hard shit. You never, you know, it's just, oh. Or you're always drinking, like, I think I already said that. You're always drinking with them or doing some kind of activity. It's never something deep, you know? And the support I've noticed also in a lot of friendships isn't there. You know, you don't always have to agree with what your friend does. You don't even always have to support them, but you will always love them, which is a form of support. You know, there hasn't been really anything that I don't really support with my friends right now. But that's just me. Like, I just, like, you do you, boo. But, you know, I know that I've lost friends, really close friends, friends that I would drop everything for. There was a friend of mine that, and I'll just share a little bit of my experiences as we go along. This is something very casual, guys. This isn't a formal thing, okay? This is tea talk. This is coffee. So I lied. But you know what I mean. It's the gist of it. Coffee talk. I'll just call them coffee talks from now on, because I'm probably just going to be drinking coffee. It's fine. But, you know, I hadn't talked to her in a year. And that's not because I didn't care for her. It's not because I didn't love her. It's because we had nothing in common. You know, she very much settled in to this society, you know, and I was very happy for her. You know, she got married, she has kids, you know, never judged her on any of her stuff in the past. But then all of a sudden, you know, but there really wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Everything that I wanted to talk about spiritual growth and stuff like that wasn't really her forte because she was a Christian. She was very limited on what she could understand. She was very judgmental about things, even as simple as me being vegan, or something like that, was very judgmental about it because she couldn't understand it, instead of just seeing it as, okay, you know, if that's what you want to do. Wasn't trying to pressure them or anything like that. I was just living my authentic life. And, you know, I never asked anyone otherwise either. But, you know, we didn't speak for a year. And then I get a message from her that said, you know, how the devil has a hold of me, that everything I'm doing is so dark, which we'll do a video on working with your shadow side. And that's what a lot of society does. We don't want to face our darkness. We don't want to face our shadow side. It is scary. Instead of embracing both. Doesn't mean you go on a murder rampage. And like I said, there will be a video on that. Oh boy, so many gray areas. But, you know, she was like, you know, you have the devil has a hold on you. You hadn't talked to me in a year. And stuff like that. And I would just simply say, well, I would do anything for you. I love you. If you ever needed anything. and stuff like that, because I understood where she was coming from. And as the conversation went on, you know, I was okay with the whole "you'll see when the end comes." If you're not familiar with those terms, you obviously haven't, like, thank goodness you haven't gone in depth into like the radical fundamental Christianity. I'm very grateful that you haven't been involved in that, because there is a healthy form of Christian. I have friends who are Christians. I have family members who are Christians who are very loving and very wonderful. And this is fundamentalist. And, you know, it's very hateful and very painful. But I think what really got me in that conversation that made me just want to drop her altogether, that I think that soul tie was snipped instantly. And that's just how I've been my whole life. It's like, if you've crossed a line, even when I had no boundaries, if you've crossed a certain line, and I should probably find the source, it's just snip. That's it. We're done. There's only two situations where that hasn't happened, even though it should have, but those are other connections. These are higher connections. But she told me, and I really want you guys to remember this, what I say, because if anybody tells you this, they are not interested in truly loving you, nor your evolution as a person. They do not really care for your happiness. Some part of them loved you because of what you did to serve them. Okay? And even if that's not their intention, there's something within them that isn't on your frequency or your vibration that you're on. So I'm going to say it. It's very simple. But she told me, I loved the old Leah. I loved the old you. So pretty much you're not who I thought you were. You're not the person I expected you to be. You're not the person I want you to be. You have no time for that. No one has time for that. Especially if you were in my position and you never asked this person to be anything but themselves. You didn't judge them for any decisions that they've made. You just love them through it all. And they tell you that. It is literally the most painful thing you can hear in friendship. I can't even imagine in romance or even family. You know, regardless of where you are in any kind of relationship. Today we're talking about friendships. It is painful because you wonder if they ever really loved you. And I believe some part of them really loved you, but not for the right reasons. We can love from, it's like codependency, codependent personality. They'll claim to love each partner, especially if they're like a serial dater. And I even have a video for that. So you guys, I'm just spouting like all these ideas and I have them pre-recorded. You know, like a codependent personality, and I can say this because I used to be one. I wasn't a serial dater, but my heart would hop. You don't love that person because of who they are. You don't love that person because of their essence. You love that person because you don't feel like you are lovable and you need exterior validation. And that's why you love them, because you feel like they can give that to you, or you can earn that from them and it'll validate you somehow that you are worthy of love. That's not love. So the true essence of love is acceptance. Knowing that you are whole and being okay with someone being different than you. And coming together in that and respecting that in each other. Because you understand everybody's on their own journey. But if a person claims to be your friend and they tell you that sentence because you are not the person they want you to be, because that's apparently the only person that they can love, they are not your friend. There is a difference between, you know, telling someone that, like, let's say you're making a really, and this is where the trust factor comes in with friends. I have friends that I know I can listen to if I'm off track. There are friends that I know I will listen to if I'm out of alignment with who I am. And that's why they're bringing it to my attention, okay? But if a person is trying to sculpt you into who they're comfortable with you being to them, that's not a real friend. Fuck that. Life's too short for that. You don't have time to invest in that. Time is an illusion. But you know what I mean? Like the energy, how about that? Let's not invest energy into people that don't really love us for us. And as hurtful as it is to let them go, it's even more hurtful to stay in the long haul. Just speaking from experience. So what I've learned and what I really wanted to share about this this subject is I want to communicate with you guys how important it is to have friends, how important it is to have those communities. And if you find yourself not being able to hold friendships, if you find yourself, if there's something that there's, for some reason, they just don't stick around, okay? Reflect. I'm not saying it's all your fault, but look within you and what energy are you attracting into your life? And what are you repelling as well? What are you embodying? Truly get honest with your fucking self and see what you're about, okay? Because if you want those friends and you want those friendships, you want that authenticity, that rawness, that love, you better embody that shit. This shit doesn't come free, okay? You have to do the work. If you want to attract that into your life so that you have to be able to give that kind of love and give that kind of friendship to attract that into your life. And I know from personal experience, and I'm just speaking from personal experience, if this doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just click off the video. But I know that I had to learn to be that kind of friend. I had to learn to be able to love like that. And if you don't know how to do that, how are you going to attract it to you and keep it? Another thing too, and this is the last point I'll make. You grow together. Doesn't mean you grow in the exact same way, okay? Doesn't mean you have the same milestones, okay? But you grow. You all grow as a person. You help each other grow. You lift each other up. You know when to sit down and talk. You know when to set it down, and you know when to stand up. You grow together. You learn together. You love each other. You support each other. And sometimes you get irritated with each other. That's part of the growth thing. But that love is always there. It's boundless. It's endless. And knock on wood, you know, I'm very grateful, and I know nothing's permanent. Nothing is permanent. That's another thing. Letting go of friends is another topic that we could talk about. You know, I know a lot of us have trouble with that. But, you know, these friendships will always leave an imprint on your life. And these kind of friendships are rare to find. But you can always keep finding them if you put out that energy. Sometimes friends you just grow apart, and that's okay. Doesn't mean anything negative happened. It just happens, you know? You're not on the same vibration. You're not on the same frequency. That is okay. But in terms of this, knowing who your real friends are, just remember, they're going to love you for you. And they're going to root for your growth and your wins. And they're going to be there when you fall. Even if they're down on the ground with you. Okay? Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope that this video helped you. I hope that it resonated with you. This little coffee talk that we had. If you want to follow me on social media, I am on Facebook. Just type in Star Braid. You'll see my face. Also, I'm mainly on Instagram, *_braid. You can follow me there if you like. I do post a lot more there. Other than that, guys, I am opening an Etsy store. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning. If not, I'm just going to briefly talk about it. I'm going to be opening an Etsy store. I don't do personal readings now. I do read tarot. I'm not doing personal readings right now till I open that store. And I'm making little babies and stuff, and I'll explain that when I open it. I'm going to make a little video for it. But I love you guys. I love you so much. Take care. Love yourself. You are whole. You are enough. And I will see you later.